In the good old days, in the UK, when I was around 20 years old, I used to own a Morris Minor motor car, Morris Moggy 1000.
Yeah.
I had three of them, actually. A Minor Traveller, which was an estate car with all that wood on the back, with all the wood frames on
Yeah.
the back.
The Tudor.
A black two-door and a grey four-door one.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed pottering around on the roads around 30, 40 miles per hour. Yes, folks, that was probably me that was in front of you, holding everybody up. With a huge steering wheel. They had a really big steering wheel,
Yeah.
such as they were back then. The oldest car was the grey was two-door black one. Sorry, 1957 it was made, where the windscreen wipers went to the middle together.
Mm.
Although it wasn't a split screen. I would have needed a boatload of money for a 55 split screen because they cost an awful lot of money. But anyway, I mention this because I know how it feels to drive a classic car. It doesn't need to be a Rolls Royce. I mean, the feel of driving an early Mini would probably beat that feeling anyway. The feeling of basics, not too comfy, smell of petrol, uh, elevated road noise. So I get it. I get what the attraction is
Mm.
for driving a classic, an older classic car. Our friend from accounts, determined to spoil the fun of classic car owners in her never-ending search for money to be squeezed out of people, is quite possibly going to hit those who have a car of more than 40 years of age. So those that want to keep their Cortinas or Hillman Imps, buckle up. In the UK, older cars, which were kept by collectors, they benefit by being exempt from road tax if they were sawn or not. Sawn is where you declare that your car is kept off the road and not used on a public highway.
SORN. Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've lived in the UK, and 42 years now. So I'm not really sure how the road tax is done in the UK. The last time I looked, they now have different rates for motor size, type of motor, age of motor, and it all seems very complicated to no git like me. But Reeves is wanting this road tax reinstated so she can put more money back into the public purse. Depending on your car, it could cost a classic car collector between £200 and £400 a year per car. Those avid collectors' hearts, with a garage full of classic examples, their hearts must be breaking because of this. It's said that the 40-year-old rule was introduced by a government of the day back in 2015 when they implemented this 40-year rule. The present government wants to reverse this exemption rule, which would affect 340,000 vehicles. It would bring in £107 million to the government each year, the project said. I'm known for thrift, and if I can save a bob or two, I'm normally in favour. Right? But in this case, I need to ask myself if Reeves is trying to raise revenue, because £107 million in the greater scheme of things is not a great deal. Or is she just trying to shaft classic car owners, or even both?
Okay. I honestly believe your statement, unless she's completely deluded, is the latter. I believe she doesn't understand human beings. I believe she's totally detached. She's an ideologue. She doesn't want people to have free expression of anything. She would not understand the. Let's be honest. A majority. There are some women that like cars, but a majority of car owners of classic cars are male. Yeah, and I don't want to take away because I respect. I respect women that are capable of maintaining cars as well. I think they're quite incredible when you see them. They're more enthusiastic than the guys sometimes. I do honestly believe that this is a government in the UK that wants to take away all our personal identity, uh, all our personal feelings, all our likes, all our hobbies, and unless you're in up there with them in their elitism, just remove all the fun from our lives. So we end up in some grey dystopian world that they can deal with themselves. They're not people of colour. When I say that, they don't mean colour. I mean they're not people who know really expression. Yes, they will have an art. They will probably have a painting for its value, not to just admire it. Like your painting behind you is not a classic, but you like it. That's why it's hanging on your wall. Yeah. And they probably, oh, it's not worth anything. And this is how these people think. Yeah, they're socialists, and therefore they look at monetary value of everything, and that's how they think. Um, yeah, it makes me sad. I mean, we could lose our heritage as well, and we know this government wants to take away our British heritage.
I think that's more to the point.
Yeah, I was getting round to it. It's a very very sad thing. Well, okay, if you've got money to have cars, maybe you can afford it. Maybe you don't care, or find some other way of scheme. If you are preserving heritage, that you have some sort of discount if you need to get raised money. I think when I see Reeves talk, I can't bear to look at Starmer, and I'm not an irrational person. I don't like to think that. I cannot bear to look at Reeves. I think she is obnoxious as well. And to hear her speak, yeah.
But her Starmer and Lammy in the same room. Jesus Christ.
Well, all jokes aside, I find Lammy amusing. Possibly not intentionally so, but I find him amusing. Yeah. I almost feel sorry for Lammy. I think Reeves knows exactly what she's doing. I think Starmer knows it. Yeah, I think Starmer is deluded, but he knows exactly what he's doing in his own mind. I think, yeah, I mean, this is a proposal. I don't know if this is a think tank, because the first I've heard of it, I haven't been keeping up on this. If this is a think tank coming from it that's got her ear, it doesn't necessarily mean it will go through. There could be lots of reasons for it. There could be protests. I know we have a government that doesn't particularly want to listen to the population it pretends it's meant to be serving. It thinks it knows best. It does want to take away, like I said, our personal freedoms on things, unless we're willing to pay a lot of money for it. So in effect, it is trying to get money from whom they deem the wealthy as well. But you weren't extremely wealthy. You had 4 cars, yeah, or whatever. I've owned cars that are now classic cars, which is a kind of like that to me, but that's the way life goes sometimes. It is a very, very I'd like to say I'm surprised when you hear these strange things come out. I'm not anymore. And maybe this is part of their conditioning. They're putting all sorts of strange things out, so we're not surprised, so they can slip strange things through. And despite everything else, when you bring something into law, very rarely does any anything that actually makes revenue for governments into the public purse ever get rescinded. I mean, admittedly, the Conservatives were more likely to do that, or the Conservatives of the past were more likely to try and cut taxes than the Conservatives we have now. And I'm not saying one is better than the other. Okay, there's been good and bad Labour.
Yeah, if you look at the Conservative conference that's just passed by,
yeah,
they're trying to use the old Conservative strategies. But the thing is, for me, we're wandering off the subject here a little bit, but
Yeah, I know, but yeah,
it's
what is it?
too late. It's too late. You know,
Well,
the leopard doesn't change its spots,
yeah,
and this I don't know, this Safra of politicians is just not up to the job on both sides of the aisle.
yeah. Oh, I'm saying yes, yes, in this point because I agree with you. It is a very strange. Both sides are beginning to try to want to become reform,
Yes, yes, of course they are.
and reform seem to be wanting to become more conservative. Where I'm standing at the moment. Worrying times. I mean, it is a. I mean, yes, we haven't exactly gone off the thing because it is about raising revenue, but also taking away our personalities as well, our rights to have things. You will own nothing and be happy. Is
Yeah.
instruction from Keir Starmer's boss or former boss, if I remember rightly, Swab. And I do go with the conspiracy theory that that the WEF Starmer will see the WEF as his masters, if not officially. He's already said he likes the way WEF do things, and WEF will be against anyone owning any vintage car, possibly rip down our old houses. That they'll want us all living in grey boxes that they've built with their partners, their business partners, and they will want us to be happy in our grey boxes.
One day
Everyone
all
equal. Yeah.
one day all countries will look like Germany.
I mean, people might be perfectly happy in their grey box. Who am I to dictate to people how they're
Well,
happy?
just try and make a German laugh. It's not easy.
I have actually made a German laugh, but yes, I know what you're saying. Yes, yeah. I mean, I must admit, German humour is a bit of an acquired understanding. But yes, they have a different view. But yes, getting back to the original thing, I honestly believe this is a strategy again, all about control. One is about money, and we all know that this current UK administration is all about wanting to control the population, as opposed to actually give us all a nice, happy life. And then they will tell us what makes us happy. They'll tell us what to think. They'll put us on a waiting list for cars next. If we're good little
Yeah, yeah,
girls and boys.
sure. Everybody else gets a bicycle.
Yeah, exactly. Sound familiar, people?